When we focus on the breath, who is focusing? I don't know. Examine it. See what you can find. I don't know who's focusing when you're watching your breath. This is one of those things where you can get lost in kind of like an intellectual loop, where you're just going around in circles intellectualizing, well, who's this, who's that, what's this, what's that? The only thing that you can do is look at your experience, examine it, really try to see it as deeply as you possibly can. And then sometimes you do need a framework. Sometimes you need to, okay, well, I have this experience, I need to understand this. And that's why, when you read the Buddha Suttas or whatever, you try to, talk to a teacher, these kind of things. But I wouldn't worry about too much about who is focusing, just about actually doing the focusing, observing, keep watching. When you start to focus, you start to observe and you're watching yourself, you'll start to get your own answers, because that's where insight is coming in. Now, if you're a Buddhist or you are looking deeply enough, you might see what Bhante Sila told you guys yesterday. You might see the 3 marks of existence. Everything is impermanent. It means everything is ever changing. There's nothing that you can cling to in this world and hope that it stays the same. And then because of that, if we do cling to things that we think that aren't going to change, we cause dukkha, we cause our own suffering. And anything that is always changing and causes suffering, if we cling to it, we can't take that to be some kind of permanent self that we have control over. So that's really what you're seeing. At least that's called vipassana, as Bhante was saying. How can we uproot the self if we are focusing? I wouldn't say that you uproot the self. You start to have experiences where you question that what you thought was yourself before or was yours doesn't seem like it anymore. And I don't mean like your personality is like, who is this? Like you're like trapped in somebody else's body or something like that. It's not like that. Kind of like what I was telling you about the example of me getting up and punching Bhante Sila, that thought that came up in my head, right? You start to depersonalize your thoughts. Your thoughts don't control you. The thoughts come up. You can allow them to go away. You can attach to them, or you can be averse to them. You begin to have a choice, and that's when you are starting to see past the illusion of a permanent self.